Hello, Mayank.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Could you please turn on your camera?
Okay, sure. Yeah, is it visible?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Mayank. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, so I'm Sai Sukesh. I am an Android developer at Joe Stocks. I'm working here from past 4 months,
Okay.
and I am from Bangalore, and I'm in Bangalore office. So that's about me. So could you please introduce yourself?
Okay. So basically, I'm from Vidisha and I'm having 3.6 year of experience in Android development. Currently, I'm working in Newsoft. Over the past 3 years, I have developed 12 to 14 projects. Some of
Nice.
them in team, some of them I managed, some of them I have developed from scratch. Yeah,
Nice.
that's a lot.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. So I was seeing your resume.
Okay.
So basically, you're a YouTuber also.
Yes,
I
I'm
mean, you
present
have
on
quite
YouTube.
a good number of subscribers, 2.6K,
Yes.
and views are also not bad, 2 lakhs. I mean, so you know about Joe Stocks, right? So Joe Stocks is basically a YouTube content channel. So basically, that is Josh Group. Now under Josh Group, there is Joe Stocks, Joe Skills, Josh Schools. I mean, there's so many other 11 other teams.
Okay.
So we come under Joe Skills. So have you gone through that app on Play Store?
Yeah, I have gone through and
Okay,
I have
so
seen lot of videos on YouTube also as Josh Talks.
That's nice. That's great. So Joe Skills is basically a English learning platform. We are converting it into completely English skill platform. Right now, we have even personality development and the other development courses which we give, like as a complimentary course. But our
Okay.
main aim is at English. So either now we have currently from Hindi to English. Now we are adding some more languages: Marathi to English, Bengali to English, Bangla to English, Tamil to English, and all. So that's the thing. So don't worry. I mean, someone came from the side, you pushed him. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
It's just a talk. It's just two people talking. It's not an interview at all. I mean, it's just two people talking.
Okay, that's
You
great.
can free up. It's okay even if there's background noise. Never mind. We are all working from home. Even I have experience. I'm talking suddenly and whistle goes, and then I couldn't hear anything, and the other plugs of this earphones. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
no problem. Everyone has experience, right? So yeah. So can you tell me about your Android journey?
Android. Yes, so when I was in third year, so at that time I learned Java
Okay.
from online tutorials, from basically from YouTube and all online blogs from there. And after
Nice.
that, I tried in Spring Boot and also in Android. So Android is fascinating me because there is Android Studio. Lots of shortcuts are there. Debugging in Android Studio is very easy. So I completely switched from Spring Boot to here, and
That's
that's
nice.
how I have started my journey with Android.
Okay. And over the years, you have worked only as an Android developer.
Yeah.
Okay. So any other, have you explored no code platforms, or do you say Kotlin, or only Java?
No, no. In starting, I was using Java, and
Okay.
after 6 months, I have switched on Kotlin. Then
Okay.
for 1 year, I have worked both for Java as well as Kotlin. And
That's nice.
currently, I'm working completely on Kotlin.
Okay. So do you find any advantage of Kotlin over Java, or is it just like, okay, just the
No,
syntax that
lots of
changes?
lots of lots of means lots of things are there which is very useful for development, like extension functions are there, and
Mhm.
scope functions are there.
Okay.
Lots of things are there which make coder life easier.
Correct. I mean, the most I love when I first switched to Kotlin from Java, the first thing I love the most about Kotlin was coroutines.
Coroutines, yes.
It made my life so simpler. I mean,
Hmm.
and 2 years, 3 years back, I mean, async task was kind of booming.
Hmm.
That functions, and it's not lifecycle aware, but still the other functions which give they give you a lot of flexibility. But then when coroutines came, one line ka coroutine thread, and boom,
Yeah,
best.
we can switch context, we can make coroutine very easily. It
And
is
best
very,
is it's life cycle aware.
yeah.
So you can write coroutine scope, or we can write a view model scope, or you can write just a global scope. So
Hmm.
that's great about it. So basically, say suppose you have to run a UI element. Okay, I mean in coroutine we the three types we have are Can you tell the three types of the coroutine dispatcher scope we have?
Yeah. So basically, we have global scope. After then,
No, 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 the types. I mean the
dispatcher.
thread type.
Okay, okay.
Okay, dispatcher.
So main is there, then
Mm.
default is there, and IO
Mm.
is there.
Okay. So basically, whenever we run code on normal this one, we know we run it on main thread.
Yes, yes,
Correct.
yes.
So, but why do we need this dispatcher.main then?
Dispatcher man, because like if I want to call one API and I want this call should be happen on background thread, so I will say dispatcher.io. After that, I have to update UI whenever any API call returning any response. So that response I have to inflate on UI, and
Mhm.
I can't touch UI on background thread. So that's why
Correct.
I have to switch on main dispatcher.main.
But you can switch thread. I mean, you can. I mean, if say if you are following MVVM architecture, which is generally now booming because of we are all working in corporate life. So most, I'm assuming we are working only on MVVM.
Yes.
So in that case, when we are working on view model, then we update the live data, and live data we can fetch the UI thing, right? So then why do we have to write a nested coroutine instead of? You're trying to tell that you want to use a nested coroutine, right?
Yeah, either we can use a nested coroutine, or either we can observe with live data also.
So then when you're observing with live data, which is, I mean, say the probably the better option,
Yeah.
though, then in that case, then why do you need dispatches.main? So is it only for that thing, or is there any other extra function that dispatcher.main does?
Uh, like I have to do some UI related thing, and if I do directly on main thread, so it will block my UI. But I will do that in dispatcher.main, so it will not
Mhm.
block my UI, and I can do whatever lines of
Okay.
code in that block, and it will not block my UI.
Okay. Say suppose okay in I mean better thing. What is the difference between coroutine scope and with context?
Coroutine scope and with context is basically for switching the context. Like I am
Mhm.
on IO, and I want to do something on main thread. So at that time I will
Mhm.
use dispatcher, means with context. And
Okay.
if I having some block of code and I want to execute that block of code on some thread, so I will say dispatcher.io, or run this code on dispatcher.io, or like that.
Okay. What else is the other benefit of with context?
Other benefit, I don't remember
I mean, say
now.
suppose in a function I have a function ABC. In that I write coroutine scope dot io. I mean main. Okay, just say main for now. Main, and then you open bracket and you have some functions. And after the coroutine scope closes, then you have two more lines of function.
Okay.
Okay. What will be the flow of this with compared to the same function ABC with having with context dispatcher.main, I mean main, and then some lines of code, and then after the closing two more
Okay.
lines. So what is
So
the difference?
yeah. So when we write with, so it will be executed after the above lines. First above line will be executed, after then wherever we have write with context, this will be executed. And if we
Mhm.
write one coroutine, and after that if we write two lines, so it will not wait for completion of that coroutine block. It will be executed at the first time.
Good. Okay. Uh, okay. So what are the different launch modes we have in Android for an Android application?
Okay, for activity, we are having basically four launch modes. First one is standard,
Mhm.
second one is a single instance, and then we have single top and single task.
Okay. So what is the difference between single instance and single top?
Single top. Okay, so single top is like on the top only one activity. Like if I am having four activities A, B, C, D, and D I have launched as a single top. So when I first
Okay.
time launch D activity, so instance of activity will be created. And after that again, if I launch activity D, so new instance will be not created, because already on the top D activity instance is there, and on intent method will be called. So
Okay.
this is single top, and what else you have asked? Single instance.
Single instance.
Single instance. Okay. So if again I am having four activities A, B, C, D, and D I have launched as
Okay.
a single instance. So for A, B, and C, one stack will be there. One means
Yeah.
in one tray A, B, C will be there, and on another tray D will be launched.
Okay. Okay. Got. Yeah. Fine. Cool. So in your skills, you have written solid principle.
Yeah.
So I mean, how is this a skill when coming to Android? Like I mean, solid principles are generally for coding. General coding, we have to follow solid principles for a good thing. So how would you exactly implement the solid principles in Android application and why?
Okay. So like when we do dependency injection, so one class I am
Okay.
having. So in that class, let's say one I am having one class and it is dependent on other class. So what
Okay.
options I have? Either I can create directly the instance of that class in particular in the same class, and either I can do a constructor injection. So what will be better?
Okay.
In this case, constructor injection is will be better because if we directly create an instance inside the class, so it will break the first rule of solid principle, single responsibility principle, and
Okay.
that code will be not testable for later. So that's how solid principle. So that is the one use case. Solid principle is used a lot when we develop our Android application.
What are the other use cases? I
Uh,
mean, how are the
we
other,
Yeah.
you told only for S single responsibility, but other OLID.
Hmm. So, like directly, we don't have to use a class object as a parameter. We
Hmm.
have to use a uh, interface instead of a direct class object.
Okay.
So that if implementation will be changed later, so we don't have to change everywhere that class name, because uh, we just have to change the implementation and interface is same.
Correct.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that is another use case.
Okay. Okay, fine. I mean, I got it. You have, okay, that's cool. So have you worked with custom notifications?
Custom notifications. Yeah, notification I have
Uh,
worked.
Remote views, using remote views,
Uh,
inflating a remote view with the notification, etc., etc.
uh, like in notifications, I have added actions buttons I have added, and with the help of Firebase also I have used notifications.
Okay. So, have you worked only on Firebase notifications FCM, or have you worked with even XCM, or the other ones which Xiomi provides, or PubNub notifications, or any
Open,
other notification?
yeah, uh, I don't know exact name, but open and something I have used, and
Okay.
Firebase FCM also I have used.
Okay, fine. So, okay. So, say suppose I have an activity. So, you know the activity life cycle, right?
Yeah.
So, could you just tell me the steps? I mean, in this short,
Okay.
all the
So
steps.
there is six method in activity life cycle. First one is on create, then on start, then on resume, then on post, on stop, and on destroy. And whenever we come from another activity to same activity, on restart method will be called.
So now, okay, now so basically, my question is: so say suppose I have fragment activity
Okay.
A, okay, and you have an activity B also.
Okay.
In activity B on create, I am inflating a fragment
Okay.
in activity B.
Okay.
Okay, so till here it's done. Now, if I press back button on activity on fragment B, I mean
Mhm.
on fragment which is present in activity B, what are the steps that are involved? If you could tell me all the steps of fragment activity and both activities.
Okay. Mm, okay. So first of all, fragment method will be called. So um,
The
on
methods.
pause method, will be called. On
Okay.
on stop method will be called. On view destroy method is called. Then on destroy method of fragment called. On detach method of called.
Okay.
And after that, activity B method starting called. So on pause method will call. Then on stop method is called. Then on destroy method is called. and
Okay.
then activity A methods starting called. So first of all, on restart method is called,
Correct.
then on start method is called, then on resume method is called. Yeah, that will be the sequence.
That's fine. That's great. So, okay. So, can you? Mm, okay, that's cool. So, what are the other third-party libraries you have worked on?
Lots of like Bina SDK I have used.
The big ones, the major, like if you could say the major ones or SDs that SDKs you have used.
Yeah, so like Google Map I have used, Google Place Picker I have used.
Okay. What does Place Picker do?
Place Picker is like it is auto complete when I write some place name, so it will be auto completable, and
Okay.
some
Okay.
suggestions is also there.
Okay.
That exactly how. And Google Path API I have used for draw path on the top of
Mhm.
map.
Okay.
Hmm.
I mean, except Google Map APIs. I mean, I can see it in your skill. I'm seeing in your resume itself. In your skill, it is written.
Payment
Other than
gateway
that,
SDKs I have used, Bina SDK I have used.
what SDK?
Bina. So it is basically for medical industry. It is
Okay.
AI based SDK.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
so in that there is camera option is there. So
Mhm.
when I open a selfie camera and um, so it's basically read my body language. On the basis of that, it's report some vitals reports. It's produce some vital reports.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So, I hope you have worked with even Page Nation, obviously.
Pagination 3 I have used.
Paging 3. You have used
Paging 3.
Paging 3
Yeah.
already. Okay. That's great. Okay. What all local storage databases have you used?
Shared preferences I have used. Then room database also I have used.
SQLite.
SQLite with room library.
Okay. No SQL databases on local.
RealM I haven't tried yet, but
Mhm.
it is there. I know. I'm
Okay,
aware
fine.
about it.
So, okay. So basically, we are all Android developers, so we need to stay on date with the new versions or new things that are being released every time in every Android, right?
Right.
So could you tell me some differences between Android 9 to 10 or 10 to 11, or which will happen in 12? So if you could tell me some changes that you have observed, and how did they change your coding patterns?
Okay. So when we go from 9 to 10, then scope storage is introduced.
Okay.
That is the one thing, and lots of other things is also introduced. Like when we go 7 to 8, then foreground services are there. So for the foreground service, we have to put notification on the top, so user can get to know any foreground service is running on the device.
That was 7 to 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Anyway, I mean, yeah, who cares about Android versions numbers? We know something has changed.
Yeah. And
Uh,
after that, notification channel is introduced in
yeah.
Android 7 to 8.
In most recent, I mean, those are a little old. I mean, now, okay,
Scope
nowadays.
storage is the new thing. It
Okay.
introduce
I mean,
means
you told
it
about
introduce in 9.
there's something even in notifications from 10 to 11 also.
I'm not aware about it. Right.
I mean, most of the, I mean, okay, it's okay. I mean, just notifications, they're more related to the UI also. They have fixed sizes now. Those stuff. And yeah, what else?
Currently, I'm
Permission.
remembering all only those things.
Okay, permissions also they've changed. They've worked a lot on
Yeah,
permissions.
permissions. I'm aware about it. Like directly we can't touch storage, external storage, device external storage. For that,
Mhm.
one special permission are there
Okay.
that we have to ask from the user. Then only we can put any data in external storage.
Okay. So basically, you would have deployed some apps in Play Store.
Yeah, I have deployed.
So, what is the difference between AAB app bundle and what is the difference between APK?
A bund
I mean,
like
you can upload two
bundles.
things, either app bundle or you can even upload APK.
Yes, yes. So bundles are in lesser size. Bundles contain lesser size as compared to APK. That
Why?
is the one difference. I
Why?
don't know the difference. Sorry
Okay.
about it.
No problem. And
Only this I know currently.
okay. Fine, good. Okay. I mean, any? Do you know the reason why they're smaller size?
I've used ProGuards for reducing the size in
Okay.
Android application, but
Okay.
in bundle and APK, I don't have that much clarity.
No, no problem. No problem. That's fine. That's cool. Uh, okay. So you've used Dagger also, Dagger Hilt.
Dagger Hilt I have used.
Okay. So have you worked on system? You would have worked on system design also, obviously, and system architectures, MVVM, MVP, MVC,
Yes, yes,
MVI.
those I have used.
Yeah. So, what is the thing that you observed between MVC and MVVM? And if you could tell me a case where MVC would be better than MVVM.
MVC. So
Mhm.
MVC is
Or
model view.
MVP or anything. See,
MVP.
generally we keep MVVM as the greatest, and all other things are waste.
Okay.
But generally, everyone
So
who comes.
let's compare MVP and MVVM.
Okay, fine. Anything. So.
So MVP first of all is tightly coupled with all the components. There are three components: model, view, and presenter. So presenter is
Hmm.
tightly coupled with view, and models are tightly coupled with presenters.
Hmm.
So one presenter I can't use with different views. On the other hand,
Okay.
MVVM is loosely coupled. It's not contain direct reference of view inside the view model. So one view model I can use with different views, and whoever is observing the data with the help of live data, uh, he will get reflected. So that is the one difference.
Hmm. When it comes to testing, or maybe when it comes to manual testing, automation testing, how would
Yeah,
it be
at that time
different?
also MVVM is fine because there is no direct reference,
Oh,
so I can mock the objects.
okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And
Else, means less code also we have to write, and it is self-explainable. Means
in
more
MVVM, we
readable.
have to write less of code.
Yes, because
Mhm.
when we use MVP, then we have to make presenter, and for that presenter we have to make a use cases.
Mhm.
On the basis of that, we have to write interface, and that interface we have to implement inside the view. So
Okay,
that
for me, I mean,
interface
I
things
also think MVVM maintaining the architecture is too tough. And
maintain.
when you're working in a team size of 50, and there are 10 people working on the same module, obviously, and then you don't know how I mean, you know how difficult it would be maintaining an MVVM architecture.
Means I'm
So I mean,
wondering why you are saying this.
I
Like,
mean, yes, because when I mean, we currently have 1100 developers.
okay,
So I mean, all of us work on one module itself. I
okay.
mean, though those skills is multi-module app, but we are working on only one module. I mean, in the last 3 months also, we have been working on the same, and all of us make changes simultaneously. And and if there's a junior developer, then he destroys that architecture. He doesn't follow something. Clearing it will be a big mess. Obviously,
Something is happen in MVVM MVP also. So how
MVP.
MVP is helping us here?
I mean, it depends. It depends. This can be a debatable thing.
Yeah,
Obviously,
this can be a
for one
debatable thing,
person,
right?
I feel it should be dependent on the component, not the module.
Yeah,
Each module can be having different architectures.
yeah,
That's
that's
how
true.
I feel.
That's
That's
true.
how we also follow. We have almost like 10 to 11 components inside one module, and each component follows its own architecture.
Okay,
So
that's good.
the login part is a one module component, like all the different authentications and say notification, till that part of the first startup is of one module. It's of currently it's MVC only. I mean,
Okay,
we are converting into MVVM because of some problems. Say if we take P2P call is tightly coupled, and it's MVP itself completely.
okay,
I mean, we don't want to convert into a VVM because it becomes a mess for us. And say group chat, we have group chat feature also, which is completely MVVM.
okay.
So that's the thing. We have almost 11 modules, and all modules are different architecture. So that's I feel that is better.
Okay, okay, fine.
But anyway, yeah, it's self-opinionated.
Yes, yes.
There's no particular opinion on that, I guess. Anyway, so coming to system design, so say suppose, I mean, one question I'll ask. So say have you heard of bit.ly or tinyurl?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you the fun. It's okay. It's okay. Not knowing is fine. So basically, what does this bit.ly or tinyurl do is, say suppose we have huge URLs, say a form link or something. So basically, when we give this long URL to these sites, they give return us a
Yeah,
short
I have
URL.
used a lot this.
So that is length. So basically, they have a fixed host name, that is bit.ly.com or something slash, and a fixed length that is generally 7 or 5 digits, 5 characters
Yes,
long. So if you could design a system for this, then it would be great. I mean, you can accompany, or you can think of even the traffic, the storage, the memory allocation, or the redirection. If you could just give me an insight into it, how it can
okay.
be built.
So I have done this with a deep link. 5S deep link, I have done this on 5S deep link. So
Okay.
let's say I am having very huge URL and it is containing some information. Let's say it is ID of particular post. And
Hmm.
first of all, I will reduce this URL, sort this URL, and so it's having three behavior. First for browser, another one for Android application, and third one for iOS application.
Okay.
So when I open this link on browser, so I can define the behavior, what should be happen. And when I open it on Android device, so I can define the behavior.
Okay.
If my application is not installed, then it should redirect me on Play Store wherever my application is present. And if I open this on iOS, so if application is not installed, then it will redirect me to Apple Store. If application is installed, then it will redirect me on that particular post inside the
Okay.
application.
But deep links can have a lot of information, and it is not shown to the user, right?
Yeah, it is not shown to you, it is
So,
internal thing.
it is internally. That is fine. I mean, say so. I mean, and it is unique. These long URLs are unique.
Unique, yes.
So I mean, say suppose when you're shortening them, I mean, when we are using generally use case, which I mean, we have a traffic. I mean, approximately what bit.ly tells us, they have almost 10,000 requests per minute.
Okay.
That is their assumption. I mean, I don't know what they have, but the company told we have to believe it. So they have 10,000 requests per minute or something like that. So how will you handle this if you are supposed to build a system? It's just redirect. There's not much of there's no back end work to be done. Okay, I mean back end work in the sense only redirection and maybe some memory storage or allocation or something like that.
Okay.
So for that system, I mean, my question was a little different from what you have answered, I guess.
Okay, you are asking in the terms of system design. How will we
Yes.
design? How will be done system?
Yes.
Actually, I
Correct.
haven't touched yet system design.
Okay. I mean, it's important. Let's say, suppose we are designing
Yeah.
a group chat feature, which I have personally worked on. So, I mean, how would you design that at least, or anything which obviously you would have built? You told you built apps from scratch, so obviously you would have had some idea of design.
Yes, yes.
So, I mean, that designing, how will you manage? I mean, if not bit.ly, you would have known WhatsApp group chats.
Okay, group chats. Okay.
How will you handle this system if you could design something?
Okay, so I will keep group information somewhere
Okay, some database. Okay.
uh, in bu-
Mhm.
in the one table of let's say database, and then I will make different groups are there, then different people's informations in some table, and then I will make another table for chat information.
Okay.
That will keeping the difference of a group as well as the person, and some information related to that particular chat which is happening
Okay.
on the particular group. That's how I
Okay.
will design.
And what else? I mean, the traffic, the memory. I mean, obviously, group chat meaning you'll get. I mean, if you say WhatsApp, there'll be. I don't know the exact number, but be in millions per second. The number of messages. I mean, we ourselves we can see we'll be getting at least 10 messages per second sometimes.
Yes, yes.
So overall, if you say you'll have millions of requests per second. So how will you handle this also? Handling this also is an art in itself.
Yeah, I don't know about it.
Okay, I mean, okay, fine. Okay. This is done. This is done. So in Kotlin, what is the difference between contravariance and covariance?
Contravariant and covariant.
Hmm.
No, I haven't read it yet.
Okay. I'm seeing in all what all things I've missed. I mean, I didn't make a note of what I'm doing actually. Okay. So anyway, so say suppose I mean I'll go a little into coding kind of thing, but simple question. I'll just ask you a question on chat box. A simple one, not much. So say here. So the first line is the input in it's a list of integers, simple integers.
Okay.
The second line is the output. So in this, what happened is all the non-zero numbers
Hmm.
are shifted to the left-hand side without changing their order,
Okay.
and all the non-zero numbers are all the zeros are shifted to the left-hand side. I mean right-hand side. Sorry.
Hmm.
So if you could give me a pseudocode or logic for this.
Logic. Okay. Okay. So I will keep. First of all, I will make a output array, and I will keep two pointers.
Okay.
One is starting from the 0th index, and another one is starting from the ending index of that particular output array.
Okay.
And whenever I come on digit which is non-zero, so I will put in starting pointer and increase
Okay.
the index of starting pointer. And whenever I encounter a zero, so I will put with ending pointer and increase the
So
increase.
basically, you'll swap it. Say, suppose in starting, if you find a zero, then you'll swap with this number if it is a non-zero number.
No, I'm not swapping. Like first I will make a output array of the same size of input array. Okay.
Okay, okay, same. You'll take a different list, completely different array with the
Yeah.
same numbers.
Hmm.
Okay,
And I will take two pointers. First,
okay.
first I will keep on 0th index, and
Mhm.
second I keep on last index of that output array.
Okay.
Whenever I encounter a non-zero number, so start.
For pointer A, for
Yes.
pointer A, are you saying, or for pointer B?
Traversing list is a different thing. I'm traversing somewhere else. For producing the output, I am keeping two pointers.
Okay, you're pointing these both on the secondary array or the primary array, which you have made.
Secondary array.
Which you have made.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So then, okay, I got it. You took two pointers, one from
Yeah.
starting, one from ending. Okay. Now, what is the logic? If you find a non-zero number,
Non-zero number, so I will put in last pointer, whoever
non okay,
second
non-zero number in the sense for this pointer or for the ending pointer.
starting pointer, because it is
Okay,
non-zero.
starting if you find a non-zero number, which is in this case, yes, you're
Yes.
finding one. Okay, then what do you
Finding
do?
one, so my starting index is 0, so
Okay.
it will put in I will put it in on 0, then I will find 0, so I will
Mhm.
put it in the last index because my last pointer is pointing to the last position of second array.
Okay, so
That's
you
how
take you point it over here.
yes.
Okay, and then
Then first pointer I will increase when
the first pointer is pointing to three, right? No.
no, it's completely mess. Actually, I'm telling you something else and you are getting something else.
Okay,
Uh,
just tell me clearly. I'm so sorry for not understanding, but I'm not really getting your point of this one. I
okay,
mean, your point of approach is right. I mean, that I agree, but how you're doing it is quite different, I
okay.
guess.
So let's say I'm just traversing my first array. First array only I use for traversing purpose,
Okay,
and I have made second array for producing the output.
got it.
And it's a second array. I keep two pointers. First
Okay,
from starting index and
okay,
second for last index.
okay.
And when I start traversing, first array.
Mm.
So first
Mhm.
of all, 1 is come.
Correct.
So I will put this one whenever wherever my starting pointer
Index.
is pointing.
Got it. Okay.
So I will put it in 0th index of second array. Then I
Got it.
increase starting pointer index. So it will
Got it.
pointing on first position, and
Got it.
my last pointer is still
3.
pointing on last index of output array. So
Correct.
next I will encounter on 0.
Correct.
So it is basically 0. So whenever I encounter with 0, so I have to put it on last index
Okay.
of output, and
Okay.
then I will decrease last pointer index. So now it
Okay.
is pointing one step forward.
Got it. Okay.
That's how. When I completely traverse my first array, so
Okay.
oh,
Got it. So what the space complexity over here is order of n.
yes, order
I
of n,
mean,
and time
the simple
complexity at
method
order
over
of.
here, how I would have told is simpler if you're using another array. I'll just traverse into it.
Mhm.
Okay, when I'm traversing, I obviously know my length. Okay,
Yes.
I know if it's a non-zero number, I'll put in a new array. Then after that, the remaining elements, I'll add zeros. That's all.
Yeah, that's also the answer.
I mean, that's the thing.
Yes,
But okay, now how do you reduce this space complexity?
space complexity. Okay. I don't have to use extra space.
Yes, I mean this is a problem because we actually faced it. I mean, I gave it to you in form of numbers, but we had some other location kind of stuff which we had to follow. So this is a real thing that we faced.
Okay. So two pointer approach, if I say first one is 1. Okay, so it can be done with two pointers. Let's say I am having two pointers and both are pointing on 0th index. So let's say pointers are start P and Q. Okay.
Okay.
So I okay. So P is pointing on 0 and Q is pointing on 0. I
Okay.
increase P index, so now it is pointing on 0,
Okay.
uh, one index, and P is still pointing on, but it will.
It's okay.
Mm, okay, let's say I'm having two pointers. First pointer I will use for finding the 0, and next pointer I will use for the finding non-zero number. And whenever I encounter 0 and non-zero, I will swap them.
Okay.
And again I will search for 0 and non-zero, and whenever I'm encountering, I will swap them.
Two pointer approach starting from starting.
Yeah, and whenever my first pointer reaches to the nth index, nth minus one index, at that time array is
Mhm.
sorted. I produce the output.
Correct. Fair enough. Okay. So, say suppose, I mean, I'll give you a simple SQLite. Using the power of SQLite, if you could tell me a query. Say suppose I have a table
Okay.
with two columns. One is name
Hmm.
and another one is timestamp.
Name and time step. Okay.
When you have to write a query to retrieve the name, fifth name when the table is ordered by timestamp.
Fifth name.
SQLite me because we want it in SQLite.
Okay.
SQL also works, but SQLite is much easier for Android developers.
Hmm.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know the exact query. One solution I can
I mean,
give,
just
like
yeah, yeah.
select asterisk from particular table name, and where I can define the limit.
Okay, limit you can set. Okay, limit you'll get. Okay, what will
First,
be the limit you'll set?
first five, and whoever present on fifth index, I will first option is that. But I know it is not uh, true answer. Means we can optimize it better.
There's a better one method is there. Yeah, you can optimize it. Yes, correct.
And I don't know how we will optimize it.
You have heard of offset.
Offset, yes, in pagination I have used offset.
Even in SQLite also, there's a keyword called offset.
Okay.
So basically, generally
In
by
animations also I have used offset. So offset is like if we want some animation start after the 2 seconds, so I can define.
similarly, yes. So
Okay.
that only. So
So
offset is basically generally in a default statement, offset is zero.
okay,
If
fine.
you
So
write
if I said
offset
the
one,
offset is 5, then it will produce. Okay.
so basically, if you give offset four, it starts from the fifth one.
Okay.
So simple. Offset four and limit one will give you. I mean, I just wanted to check this SQL power, but fine, yeah, cool. So RX Java, RX Android,
RX.
basically.
Yes, yes, I have used.
What is the difference between RX Java and RX Kotlin?
RX Java is for any Java project. It's won't provide much support for Android one, but RX RX Android is like there is some support for Android also.
Okay, fine. Okay, seeing some more topics on which I can ask. What is it? How does what do you say? Difference between hash set and hash table?
Uh, Hash table is like thread safe, and hash hash map is like it's not thread safe.
Okay. Any other difference?
Currently, I'm remember only one.
Okay. So, how does hash map work internally?
Internally, it's keep data in the key value pairs.
Okay.
So, uh, like wherever it's storing the key, it's also store the answer for that particular key. That's how it's work.
But how does it store internally? Say, suppose, I mean, if an array, if I ask what is the internal thing, so you can say we always have the starting pointer of an array, we have its memory allocation, and then we can do it. We can traverse the index or something, and we can find the index number. Correct.
Hmm.
So that's for an array internally. For hash map, how does it work? Because hash map, say suppose in Java, I mean, if it's a hash map of string, the key value pair is string, then obviously my thing. I mean, how does it work? I mean, you can give your
So okay, so hash map either I can produce with array, and either I can produce with linked list.
how does it work internally?
Okay, so like if I'm producing with array, then uh, yeah, let's say I'm producing with a two-dimensional array. So whoever present on a zero index, it is the key. For the column zero, it's keeping all the keys, and for the column one, it's keeping all the values. So that's how we can build a hash map.
Mm, okay, so
That could be the
basically,
one idea. Uh,
okay. What else?
also we can do with linked list also.
Okay, so basically, I mean, okay, how will you go around it? I mean, okay, how will you go around it?
Mm, for that, in linked list what happened, like data is there and next data address is there in linked
Okay.
list. That is happen. So
Correct.
in the data portion I can keep two things, key and value,
Okay.
and
Correct.
that is how.
Okay. So basically, you're saying, suppose say I have a hash map with key, let's say name and value is Sukesh,
Hmm.
and there are so many other things. So like name one is Sukesh, name two is Mayank, name three is Sai. I mean my first name.
Okay.
So say suppose if I want name three, it will search for name one, then name two, then name three, and then name three. Then it'll give you the value.
That
I mean,
we have to decide whether we want to traverse is or priority thing or
you do
updating.
linked list, right? So linked list, the only option is obviously traversing because you're taking a singly linked list. So then in one direction only you can traverse and you have your head pointing at the starting. So then how can you get the last one? I mean, even if you have doubly linked lists, even if you have the last also, say if the list is infinitely long, then you have to still traverse it.
Okay, so we can say like that, if updating the things is our primary focus, then we have to use linked list. If
No,
traversing
just
the
okay, huh?
or getting the element is our priority, then we have to go for array, because directly we can pick any index inside the array. But for if there is 1,000 element inside the linked list, and if I want a 17th element, then I have to start from the starting index.
But won't even array also have traversing? Like you have to see, the first. I'm so sorry. The array ka first element is the same key, or second key, or third key, or fourth key.
Array directly we can pick, like if I want 17th element, so I can say
But you won't tell hash map that you want 17th element, right? You'll give the key
okay,
of the hash
key.
map. You'll give.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
Okay. Implementation is different. Okay, fine. Okay. So I guess we are almost at the end of the interview. So do you have any questions for me?
No, as of now.
No, no problem. But great thing. You are working also and you're writing a YouTube channel. YouTube channel with the 3Ks. I've also tried it, but if I touch 100 only, I did a party and I stopped. That's it.
Yeah, lots of
100 is
passion we have to keep, because in education industry there is lesser audience, and for particularly Android, very lesser number of
correct.
participants are there.
I've
So it's
seen you
very
have done more of Firebase related chats or something you have
yeah.
done.
I have.
It's nice. But yes, keep up the good work. That's a great thing. You're helping people also. That is what we believe in, Joe. So basically, we want to educate others at minimal costs and develop India. So basically, 2 tier, 3 tier in areas where they don't know English and they want to develop English or they lose confidence. So those are the things that we are aiming on through our app.
Yeah, that's why I have created my channel in Hindi.
That's
Because
yes.
when I started Android development, so there is less amount of content present in the Hindi, and at the starting I only understand Hindi, so it's very difficult me for understand Android development at that time.
Got it. Understandable. So that's great. So managing two things, that's pretty good. So all the best.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
So
thank you
thanks
very
so
much.
much.
Nice to
Have a great. Bye
talk to you.
bye.
Okay, bye.